Hey, what's up guys, it's MugenLord here, and today I want to talk about CD Projekt Red. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't really care too much for CD Projekt Red games, but I believe when it comes to CD Projekt Red, as a studio, as a developer, and the titles that they release, this is an interesting case study of, you know, a company that had such high standards and such goodwill with the community, and how eventually they squandered it. They squandered that goodwill, and now they're trying to reclaim it and take it back and to get in the good graces of, you know, its community and everything. And I have a lot of respect for that. Is for the fact is that they admit that they were wrong, that they made a mistake, and they also admit that there's a lot of work that needs to be done to get the trust back from their community. So I just wanted to just talk about this this video about, you know, CD Projekt Red, and also when it comes to Cyberpunk and how they are planning for the future and how to gain that trust back. So before we even dive into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. So we're going to dive into this article from Bounding Into Comics. It says Cyberpunk 2077 director admits that CD Projekt Red's reputation may never fully recover from game's disastrous launch, but he remains optimistic. We need to show up. And I definitely agree with that. They definitely need to show up. They just had their anniversary of the release of, I think, of Cyberpunk 2077, where a lot of the actors, the developers come together, and they were just talking about, you know, the game development itself and where it started and where it is now, and also looking into the future of the Cyberpunk IP itself. And I must say that they really did clean this game up. I really enjoyed what I've played, and I'm still playing it right now, but I'm glad I did wait until the game actually got cleaned up to see the actual, you know, what this game was actually trying to the idea and the vision of this game. So let's just move on. So it says that in the aftermath of the troubled launch of Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red developers are openly discussing the challenges of regaining the trust of their fan base. And I love the fact that they're very transparent. I think a lot of developers need to be transparent, especially Western developers as well. Be transparent. Where they can admit that they fucked up. We made a bad mistake. We made a super bad mistake. And hopefully you guys give us another chance. I think more gamers are willing to give developers a chance when they can admit when they fucked up, when they can admit defeat, and say that, hey, we want to show improve through our games. And to get you guys to trust us again. I think more people are willing to do that, opposed to doing the opposite, like what happened with Concord developers and many other developers, where they just argue down and talk down to the consumer base, to the gamers themselves, and it never really ends well. So technical issues and the unmet expectations led to the significant backlash. Now the company is focusing on future projects and hope in rebuilding its reputation with upcoming titles like The Witcher 4, Phantom Liberty, and new titles. Now it says damage is done. Now what? Speaking of Eurogamer, CD Projekt Red joint CEO Miguel Nowacki didn't shy away from acknowledging the damage done by the launch. It also shows good leadership when the leader themselves can come out and admit that they made a mistake, that they fucked up. I think that says a lot about the integrity of the company, because like I said, CD Projekt Red, everybody was using CD Projekt Red as the model developer. You need to strive to be like them. Be transparent when it comes to their games, and always deliver bangers. And all that was just right after that, all that was destroyed once, you know, the game once the game released, and it was just a total mess. You know, so that shows good leadership when they able to come out and just say, hey, we made a mistake. So I quote, it's a certain perception of the company that's never going to come back, he stated. Is that good or bad? I don't know, but it's a fact. This reflects the acceptance that while some fans may never be won back, the company must move forward. Nowacki did, however, suggest that some damages could be mitigated. However, the company's previous standing is likely lost for good. The struggle to win back fans. Sasko, associate game director for Cyberpunk 2077 sequel, echoed Nowacki's sentiment. He admitted that some fans may never return, saying in part, it might be a situation that never happens for some. He acknowledged that this is unfortunately the price we have to pay for what happened. Yet, despite this tough reality, Sasko remains hopeful that future projects could restore the trust in the company. I like this. I like to hear stuff like this. They're admitting this. They know, like, yo, we fucked up really bad, and I know some motherfuckers is not coming back. They're just not coming back at all. So, but we have to move forward. We can't talk about, or we can't reflect too much and go back to the past. What was done was done. We have to move forward and try to be able to capture and lock in the remaining fans that we have, and also bring in new fans with our future projects. And we have to allow our future projects to speak for itself. We have to learn from the mistakes that we've done with Cyberpunk 2077 and try to mitigate that as much as possible and never allow that to happen again. And I respect that. And this is examples, people, of developers who really mean what they say, and they really want to gain the trust of you and your wallet. Let's be honest here. So I hope, I quote, that through the work we are doing and the things we are showing, we can win some of those people around, Sasco remarked. He expressed the belief that that great future titles will speak for themselves. I just said it. Speak for themselves, in turn convincing players to return. And this is another thing. We talked about Bloober Team with Silent Hill 2 Remake, where Bloober Team said, hey, just give our game a try. You know, like, if you give our game a try, we want our game to speak for itself. Give it a try. And they weren't the ones to speak down to the developers. They weren't the ones, it's the developers. I'm talking about Bloober Team. I'm not talking about the consultants that may have worked on the game, but I'm talking about Bloober Team themselves. They were the ones that said, hey, just give our game a try. We want our game to speak for itself. And that's what they did. And people says it's a pretty solid remake. And from what I've saw myself, it's actually pretty solid. So let's move forward. So it says, when they hear someone talking to them about the incredible experiences they can have in, let's say, Phantom Liberty, or the next Witcher, next Cyberpunk, or next Hadar, at the moment when they see that there's that incredible value in that game, they will actually reach out for it, play it, and enjoy it. Positive signs from Phantom Liberty, which I gotta finish the first part of Cyberpunk before I move into that. The recently released Phantom Liberty DLC has already been a success for CD Projekt Red. It has seen players responding far more favorably than they did to the base game's original launch. This has given the company hope that they can continue to build on this success and carry it forward to their future projects. While there are no confirmed release dates for The Witcher 4, the next Cyberpunk game, or the new IP, Hadar, fans are expecting that the developers to take their time to ensure these titles meet expectations. Yes, definitely take their time, and I think that's what they're doing. They're taking their time. They're looking at the feedback from the fans with the current DLC that they have for Phantom Liberties, and they said, okay, this is enough to boost our morale, and let's just hammer in on that. So it said, looking to the future, CD Projekt Red knows the stakes are high. It's very damn sure is high, and their future games will be judged more critically in the light of the Cyberpunk 2077 controversy. Sasco reinforced that the company understands this, stating, there's just a moment when we need to show up. Yes, they do. The Witcher 4, its new Cyberpunk game, and the fresh Hadar IP on the horizon, CD Projekt Red seems to be committed to proving they can still be a leader in the game industry. And at some point, they were kind of like the leader in the game industry. They were like the model, like how people say that the Asians are the model minorities. It's kind of like the same thing with CD Projekt Red. They were like the model developer. Like, they could never do any wrong, and they always gave the fans what they wanted, and they always speaked out against some of the bad practices that, you know, some developers has done within the industry, and they always try to not be like that. So yes, so it says, while the road ahead may be challenging, the company hopes that by delivering quality content, they can regain the trust of their fan base, while at the same time repairing their reputation. Time will tell if these upcoming titles will be enough to win back players who felt burnt by Cyberpunk 2077, but their optimism that they can continue to produce exceptional games. Now, in my personal opinion, I don't think it's going to be hard to win everybody back. For the simple fact is that CD Projekt Red, they take a lot of time with their game development. I think by the time we see the next Cyberpunk game, a lot of the bad taste in everybody's mouth is going to subside. A lot of people, it's going to go away, because most people have recent memories of Phantom Liberty, which Phantom Liberty has a lot more positive feedback. And then also you have the PC community that mods the games, and there's so much you can do with the Cyberpunk 2077 game itself. Many people are going to start to forget about it. People's going to, I won't say forget, but people remember, but people's going to start to, it's going to start to subside. A lot of the bad taste is going to go away, and people's only going to remember what CD Projekt had done currently. And as time go along or go away, people are getting older. New gamers are coming in and discovering CD Projekt Red itself as a developer, and people's going to jump into this new Cyberpunk game. And when the new Cyberpunk game campaign come, everybody who's disgusted about what they've done, they're going to be super excited again when they see a new teaser trailer for the upcoming new Cyberpunk game. And there's going to be a lot of content creators, people speculating about what the new game could possibly be, what the gameplay mechanics is going to possibly be like. And then especially when Witcher 4 you know, start to show some gameplay and everything like that, all that's going to go out the window. So I don't think CD Projekt Red is going to have that much trouble gaining that trust, especially after with the display with Phantom Liberty moving forward. But that's pretty much my opinion of this. I think that CD Projekt Red is one of those companies that you really need to keep an eye out on, as far as, you know, as being a inspiring developer. Yes, they made their mistakes, and I think if you as a business owner as well, or you're trying to start a business of your own, look at them as a perfect example of how to be a leader and say, hey, I fucked up. My company, my team, the people who I run, to be able to create these gaming experiences for you guys. Yes, I dropped the ball as a leader, and I'm hoping that we can gain your trust back. That's what a leader's supposed to do. The leader would take all the shots, take all the bullets for its team. You know what I'm saying? That's what a leader does. So I think that alone, that messaging alone, is enough to win fans over, to give them another chance. And I wish other developers, especially developers in the West, I wish other developers could be as transparent as that and just say, hey, we fucked up. There's nothing wrong with saying you fucked up, man. It's nothing wrong with that. In fact, you gain more sympathizers when you do that, and especially as long as it's genuine and people actually see improvements. You actually gonna get more people. Like, you get more people just as much as you lost people during the fuck up. You get more people. You get more people on top of returning people, for the fact is that you showed that humility in front of your consumer base and the player base as a leader of a gaming studio. So that pretty much wraps up this video. If you like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. This is MugenLord, signing off. I'll see you game fiends later. Peace out.